opportunity.
Is there a vote
I'd like
is there a
to-
vote on this? I don't.
Yes,
passed.
yes, there was. I'd like to just address some of this, you know, folks, for 7 years, this has been done by, and I'm gonna tell you, they were very informed votes contrary to what some people have said. And it started all the way back in 2003. And, you know, others may wanna try this case over and over again, if that's what you wanna do. But I choose to energetically move forward. I'm working to improve the quality of life in Brampton, and that's the goal of this. This is about time that we put this thing away. And like the attorney said, we are exploring all options. And you know, I'd like to address you on a couple of things, and I'll answer a couple of your questions. To answer your question, your legal fees to probably defend this thing are gonna be probably over $2.5 million. To get us, just to get that one answer, to say nothing of the other ones, all right? But I want you to know, back when this decisions were being made, town of Branford was not opposed to housing on that thing as per se. What we did become concerned about was the sort of lack of the willingness of the developer to even address any concerns that the town had, particularly in its relationship to the landfill. And I want you to know that consistently for the last 6 years, 7 years, that the town, meaning Mr. Opie and everyone else, was going there. Their concern was that it's being adjacent to the landfill. Ladies and gentlemen, you own that landfill. You will own that landfill forever. You will own that landfill. At the same time, there was problems in other towns and cities that were building adjacent to and on landfills. It became a serious problem. One in particular had to take homes, demolish them, costing $23 million to do it. That raised the flag on it. So even at that, went out and tried to get them to come in with a phase 2. Still didn't do that. Went so far as to spend your money with our engineers to go down and help them to get this plan through. Still didn't. Still couldn't do it. They could not grasp the problem. So it became very, very clear what we were going to end up with was 354 homes on this property, and they were going to build it out, and then they were gone. And you know what was going to happen to the town of Branford? Just like on New Hallville. Out there, abandoned a school, took 12 homes, and are in there and doing all those properties out there with 4 foot of fill. Right? And to my knowledge anyway, not one person was sick. Not one got sick on that thing. But it's the perception. So you know what happened through this whole process? That you are now guaranteed that there is not going to be a home built on that property. There is not going to be a dwelling put on that property. All right. That means you are now free of any liability that your children, your children's children, and their children will have to deal with. It's not going to happen in the town of Branford. But also at the same time over there, I want you to know that there were developers into this town, and not so much developers, more of legal teams that would go in there that had it was basically a cottage industry. And the town of Branford was ripe for picking. And we were getting picked. And what was happening was our zoning board was to the point of being dysfunctional. Because no matter what they did, they turned around and slammed them with something else, and slammed them with something else, and then sued them, and then resued them again. That's what was happening. You know what? They're not going to sue the town of Branford anymore. When you come into this town, you better have a good development. A development that is going to work for the town of Branford. That's where you are today. That's where you are today. And I want to tell you right now that if you don't want me to do this, then you should all ask me for my resignation.
I'd like to ask for your resignation.
All right, good, that's good. All right. You know, Mr. Cook, I'd like to address something to you. And, you know, you've been made baseless accusations and directed unfounded criticism, and considered by some to be slanderous. And nearly every town body and official has crossed your shadow without making any effort to improve your own lot. You feel entitled to special yet undefined treatment
Are you
and
reading?
to show no remorse that it would be at the expense of others. Your constant haranguing of the town has been increasingly painful for our community to watch. Your abuse of our system of home rule and town government tears at the civic fabric that binds our community together and demeans the contribution that the hundreds of Branford volunteers, employees, and officials make on a daily basis. All the while, you do nothing to make Branford any a better place. So,
Can I
do
respond to that? or
you
just want-
truly hold this town in so little regard and with no true appreciation for what it affords to all? You know, Wayne, it certainly looks like the legacy that you have would be that your last chance of a wild conspiracy.
No. May I
So,
address that, please?
anyway,
Can I address that,
I'm going to, make a motion to adjourn.
Can I address that, please? You can't put the speech on, but you have it here. Can I address that, please? Can I address that? Can I address that?
Sit down.
Can I address that, please? Can I address that? Can I address that? I don't hold the town of Branford in any contempt whatsoever. And I really, my family's been here, I think, since the town started. So don't start that nonsense. What I hold a real problem with is the way that you govern this town. And the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to say this right to you in front of all your fans back here, you're not an honest person. You're not an honest person at all. And the jury up in...
Enough is enough.
I listen to you.
Call the
Can I
police.
listen to you?
I listen to you, this is the fourth time you've been standing, Wayne,
Well,
so
I'm
get it
gonna
over
tell
with.
you, get used to it, because I'm not going away.
All right.
Somebody
I'm
call
going
the
to tell
police.
you why he is not going to go away. Ladies
not
and
going
gentlemen,
away.
I'm going to tell you why. 4 weeks ago tonight, you were in my office, weren't you, Wayne?
Yeah?
All right? When
Wasn't
the
in the
attorneys
night.
were asked to leave, right?
What's that?
The attorneys were asked to leave.
Yeah.
It was just the two of them.
Yeah?
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was, can we work out the farm tax situation?
No, the conversation was, if you fix my taxes, I'll go away.
Oh, that is not true.
That's
That is
exactly
not-
what you said.
That is not true.
That's exactly what you
That is
said.
not true. That is not true whatsoever.
That,
That's
you
an
might call it
absolute lie.
business, I call it a
That's an
bribe.
absolute lie. But you
All
know
right,
what
meeting
else is
adjourned.
new? Because you've been lying since
Call the
2003.
police.
That's disgusting. You should
Somebody
be
call
ashamed
the
of yourself.
police.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Somebody
the best
call
you
the
can do?
police. It's about
Fix my
time.
taxes and I'll go away. You're not ever getting rid of me there. You're not ever getting rid of me. I'm sitting right here.
I
for the
would
rest
miss
of
you,
your-
Wayne, so
Huh?
I don't want to get rid of you. I
Good,
would
because
miss
you're
you.
used to me.
So since
And somebody's
you're
got to tell this town what you're
Yeah,
about.
used to it.
And bring all your pals next time too.
I-
And I'm glad when they're here. I'm not going anywhere. As long as you attack my family, I'm staying right here.
I am not attacking you.
You're attacking my family. Why don't you go lie to my mother again? Go ahead. Go lie to my mother. Is that what you want to do? Go ahead, lie. Go ahead.
All in favor, adjourned. All right, thank you, folks.